And we're live. Just couldn't hold it, could you? All right. Yeah, we're live. Second episode.
Second episode. Welcome to Sacred Heart Live. Uh, Back at it. We are 10 minutes sooner than we were last week. I mean, look at the clock. It is 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Yes.
I am grateful for that fact. Eric's put in hours and hours of work to make this thing a reality. And so thank you to you. He
You're
also
welcome.
had a slightly snide comment about my means of transportation getting here.
All right. So Father has multiple forms of transportation, but he decided to take his least reliable one across town, just so he could drop it off with me instead of doing the prudent thing and loading it in the back of a truck. And
I have a hog, right?
it's a scooter.
Okay, yeah. So it's a scooter that was donated to a previous parish that they weren't using. So I thought, hey, I'll use it to zip around town, but it breaks all the time, and so Eric's gonna be fixing it for me because I don't know things, but I know that it goes vroom if I do this, and it wasn't doing that. So pray for the health of that scooter. But we're not here to talk about that.
No,
we're here to talk about what's going on at Sacred Heart Parish.
Exactly.
And with that, first, a huge thanks. Huge thanks to the people who organized the golf tournament and the teams that participated. I am a mixture of proud and shamefaced to announce that my team defended its title, getting last place. And that happens. I guess I'm proud of the teams that are still better than us at golf, but it was a beautiful day of golf, and it was able to raise funds for our parish picnic, which you will hear a lot about in the coming minutes. We would also love to offer many thanks to everybody who put together the reception for the Masses of Thanksgiving that Father Augustine had said at our parish. He called me the next day, actually the day of, and then the next day we talked, and he just said it was such a beautiful time for him to be able to, know the connections that he's made here, how much he's loved, and how much he loves all of you. So that was great. Now, as for something that you've heard in the announcements a few times, but I wanted to expand upon a little bit, parents of children in sacramental preparation classes. So if your child is in First Holy Communion, confirmation, or they are in the Rite of Christian Initiation for adults, adapted for children, that's a mouthful. We just call it RCIC. If you are a parent of a child preparing for a sacrament, we ask that that child be brought to Mass every single Sunday. Really, we ask that every single child be brought to Mass every single Sunday. I mean, obviously not if they're sick or something like that. But why do we make you sign in? Well, it's honestly sometimes just to keep each other honest. But it is a small discipline to show us I am invested in my child's faith. That this is not just us checking a box for them to get their sacrament. We want them to know Jesus as well as possible. We want them to have a lively faith, and Sunday Mass is the bare minimum that the Church lays out for us for living out that faith. So whether you come here or go to another Catholic church and get that bulletin signed or whatever the case may be, we want the kids to be with Jesus because he was the one that said, "Let the children come to me and do not prevent them." So that was just a little explanation for why we do it. Now, how do we do it? The sign-up area has changed over the years where it happens in the church. Right now we're trying out for this semester to have it in the cry room because there's a table there, and the cry room has its own entrance and exit, and so you can even just come into the church through that, sign in on your way in, and then enter into the church if you find that to be easier. Or as you're leaving church, you can kind of go through the door from the church into the cry room and then exit out that way. We're trying to make it easy, and hopefully it will all work well. So that is it for the announcements before this special video. But right now we have exactly what I said, a special video for you, and that is from our wonderful youth minister who is a member of the pastoral council, and because of that helps out with pretty much anything and everything that's happening, especially in putting together events. And she was generous enough to head up our parish picnic this year, which is going to be on October 2nd, starting with the 10:30 a.m. Mass with food and drinks and fun to follow at Ned Hauk Park. And so without further ado, we can roll the video of Samantha Lekovich explaining some things to you.
Right. And just a brief explanation. Normally we would do this live through a phone call, but Sam had a prior commitment, so she couldn't go live with us, but she did take the time to make the video, so very, very appreciative of that.
Hey guys, just wanted to start by saying how excited I am to be helping with the church picnic this year. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can, but if you guys have anything else you guys want to know, please feel free to reach out at any point, and we will do our best to get those questions answered and those things addressed. I'm going to start with my number one question. What do we wear? Yes, we are still going to Mass, and we understand how sacred the Mass is, but we also recognize that we are outside and that we are at a church picnic and we are there to have fun. So casual attire is 100% acceptable and encouraged. Come out in your shorts and your t-shirts. We will have water games for the kids. If you don't want them to participate, we totally understand, but if you would like to, please plan accordingly. I would also suggest taking out some sunscreen and some bug spray. Weather this time of year can be a little bit unpredictable, so while we would like to think the bugs will be gone by then, there's just no way to guarantee that. Games. I have an awesome team of people who are putting together a ton of games for the kids. There will be prizes. We'll have a DJ out there. We're trying to, get as many people as involved as possible. The next thing, we will have hamburgers and hot dogs. We'll have some sides out there, chips, fruit, vegetables, but if that doesn't sound like something your family eats, please don't let that stop you. Just go ahead and bring out your own picnic basket, and you guys are welcome to enjoy your own food while you're out there with us. Drinks, the same thing. We will have water, tea, and lemonade available while we're out there. But again, if you would like to take something else, feel free to haul your ice chest out there. This is just about as much about you guys having fun as it is for us. The pie contest. We are super, super excited to be doing our first annual pie contest. These will also double as a dessert. So if you would just like to bring a dessert, you don't necessarily want to enter a pie contest, that is totally okay. However, we think it'll be super awesome. We've got a fun panel of judges, and we've got some cool pie pans that are currently being made for us for first, second, third place, and most creative. So we're super excited about that. Cancellations. How will we know if the picnic is going to be canceled? We hope to have that decision made by Saturday. Okay, we will alert through Flocknote. We will put things out on social media. We will try our hardest to let everybody know if it is canceled. If you have not heard from us, then just assume that it's going on. We are going to do everything that we can to get it all set up out there and continue. In the event that we do have to cancel the picnic, don't worry, it's not totally canceled. We're just going to move it to the gym here at the church, and we will make accommodations as needed. If you would like to volunteer, I have a great list of volunteers, but of course we could always use more people. You are welcome to contact the church through Flocknote, or you can always text or call me at my cell phone number. My number is 575-693-9614. And if you have any other questions or any other suggestions, of course, just feel free to call me or text me. Thank you guys so much.
There we go.
All right. Huge thanks to Sam for that video and for all the work that she's done to put this on.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There was one thing that she texted me after she sent the video, a couple of notes that she forgot to mention. She wanted to encourage people, if you have your own lawn chairs, blankets, things like that, feel free to bring those, because the chairs we bring from the church may not be comfortable for sitting on for many hours. So if you've got lawn chairs, do that. Also, I think she mentioned that I don't think we'll have missals out there. So if you want to look up the readings ahead of time, before the mass, that was a suggestion. So sorry.
Oh, no worries. And the point on cancellation, pretty much what we were thinking of is, if it's raining cats and dogs, we don't want to be outside. We'll be grateful for the rain, but then we would move it to the gym and still have a fun time and initiate Plan B. But your prayers between now and then for good weather, they hopefully will bear fruit in a beautiful day for all. So that is Sunday, October 2nd. Come and bring a friend. Bring many friends. This is a time for us to thank God for this community and each other, and the faith that binds us to Him and to one another.
Before we move on, just want to remind everybody who's watching the stream live, you can comment in the chat boxes. I can see those. So, like Ruben Lucio, he says hola, Eric and Padre, and stuff like that.
Hello,
so,
hello.
yeah, we do see your comments while we're doing the live stream. The reason for that is if you have questions. So, like right now, if you've got questions about the picnic, this is your opportunity to shoot those onto the chat board. We'll keep an eye out for them and address them, down the stream.
There we go. I have a comment.
Yes, Father.
Eric Nelson is doing something super special tomorrow, and I want to hear what that is. What is it that's happening in your life tomorrow, Eric?
Road trip. I will be installed by the Archbishop tomorrow, along with 30 some odd other diaconate formation candidates. Will be installed as acolytes tomorrow. I'm sorry, there'll be a mass at 5 o'clock at our Most Holy Rosary in Albuquerque, and it'll be presided by the Archbishop, and we'll all be installed as acolytes.
Ooh.
So,
what on God's green earth is an acolyte?
That's a complicated question, because historically it's changed over the decades.
What is it now?
Basically, what it is now, I guess you could call it a one last milestone before ordination into the permanent diaconate. There are some some faculties associated with it, but basically it's a milestone. Let's see, I guess we're wrapping up our 5th year of formation. So first is inquiry, and then after a couple of years of that, you're installed as a candidate, and then a lector or reader, and then finally acolyte, and then ordination. So yeah, it's kind of like the rounding the last turn before the final lap. So
yeah. And know that the community here, the parish, is with you. We're praying for you, especially tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Please pray for him and the other men who are going to be installed as acolytes, which is servers, right? So they learn first it's candidacy. So it's, the church chooses you as a candidate for diaconate ordination, and you are formally saying, this is what I want to do. And then comes lector. And with that, it's like you are the official reader at the church to proclaim the Word of God and to be able to teach it. And then after that comes acolyte, which would be to be able to serve at the altar. So it's kind of steps moving closer to the deacon's service at the altar eventually. And we're with you in that journey. And you're not alone, because you got some guys that are not too far behind you on their journey.
That's right.
And so on Thursday, we have 2 other parishioners, Francisco Rodriguez and Guadalupe Sosa, who will be entering into candidacy. So that's kind of 2 steps behind where Eric is right now. So pray for all of them. Their mass is going to be, I believe, also at 5 p.m., but at Prince of Peace Catholic Church in Albuquerque as well. They make us travel. Yeah, they don't come to us, but we're gonna fight to have it someday here, so that all of them know what this trip looks like. And this is actually a teaser for next week. We hope Right now we know that one of them's going to be able to be here, but we hope that all three will be able to be here to let us know about that Mass, how it went, their Masses, how the diaconate journey has been for them, and they're going to be able to share what the process is like for those who might be interested in it. Because here's the next announcement. There will be an inquiry meeting for men interested in the permanent diaconate on Saturday, October 1st at 9 a.m. So if you're hearing about this week's next week, and then you hear that still small voice saying, I want you to do this, well, we have a meeting for you, and it's in Albuquerque at the Catholic Center on October 1st at 9 a.m. So that's what's happening this week. One thing for next week that I want to, or I guess the inquiry meeting's next week, but whatever. One thing for next week that I want to ask your prayers for. In the Archdiocese, we have the Priest Council, right? This is an advisory group for the Archbishop, and it's priests from all over, and I'm on that council, and so sometimes it takes me out of the parish. I mean, heck, there's 80,000 things that take me out of the parish. Whatever. But this is one that meets every other month, and I'd like to enlist your prayers for that, because I think sometimes with things like meetings, we just think it's just a human thing, like, oh, whatever, we got to talk about what's happening at this parish or that one. But we forget that every single aspect of the Christian life should be imbued with the Holy Spirit. And so I want to ask you, and I'm going to start announcing when these meetings are happening so that you can support us with your prayers. So this next one's going to be next Tuesday, a week from now, on September 27th. That whole morning and early afternoon, the Priest Council is going to be meeting with the Archbishop, and we need your prayers, because sometimes we end up spending more of our energy complaining about the decisions made rather than praying for the people making the decisions. And so I would just appreciate very much your prayers, that we be always open to the Holy Spirit's direction in all that we do. So there we go. 2 weeks now, coming at you live from Eric's home. And it is a joy to be with you in this way. Eric, do you have any parting words of wisdom for us?
Let's see. Just checking the chat channels real quick before we left. No questions this week. That's fine. I think at some point we had about 20 viewers on. I think that's good for live. That's not bad. Hopefully it'll catch on. Rosemary Sellers did say she wanted to say congratulations and that she was going to pray for safe travels. So thank you very much, Rosemary. That was very nice. See, one last thing. Let's see if I can do this without... Nope, that's not going to work. All right, never mind.
All right, well, and he's got something.
That was my one and final glitch.
Future.
I was going to try to put up a screenshot of our YouTube page to show people how they can subscribe and get notifications. But I think what I'll do is I'll just can a video for that, and we'll do that. We'll save that for next time.
You'll get that lesson later. All right. God bless you all.